Well, we'll get the obvious out of the way. This is probably the most Italian you have ever seen me. Definitely not the most Italian you will ever see me. Gold chain and a tank top under a suit jacket. Ancora. Let's talk. Sitting in traffic a while here, even on the way back home. Is it worth my time to sit in this traffic? Or would it be more worth it to take the back road? That's a gamble. And you have to gamble that worth. Am I worth it? I'd certainly like to think so. Are you worth it? Are your words worth listening to? Or would they be deemed worthless by one, even if they are objectively good or right? And we measure worth based off of different factors, such as, oh, they are worth a lot of money. This car is worthless. Time. Is it worth my time? Something you'll hear a lot. Energy. Is it worth the energy that I will put into this individual or situation? Now, these are all measurements that we have come up with, that we decide, who's worth, from a different perspective, subjectively, one person's worth monetarily could be a lot greater or a lot lesser, depending on who you are. I mean, a person worth $1 million is going to look at another person worth $1 million as not as wealthy, definitely not greater than themselves, but not substantially lesser either. However, we on the bottom of the food chain down here are going to look at someone worth $1 million like, holy Christ, I wish I had that kind of money. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there are variables, numerical values in place that dictate this is how much somebody is worth. But it is us, it is we who decide how worth it this person is, how much they are worth, and if that is greater or lesser. Time. Okay. Fine. Time. Dictated in hours. Days. Months. Years. I've spent years of my life on this. Oh, I have spent years training and studying and learning this material. Well, this person seems like they should be a lot more worth it in that regard than the next guy who didn't spend as many hours, days, years learning the material. Fine. Okay. But what about energy? Because there are times when I will put a lot of effort into something, and I do mean a substantial amount of effort into accomplishing a single task or a feat of some kind. And when I finally get it done, and I get some type of recognition in whatever capacity. Oh, wow, you did a great job, Jordan. Wow, good job. I will write it off as no problem. Oh yeah, no big deal. But it was a big deal. At least to me it was a big deal. I don't want anybody to know that it was a big deal. I want to be cool. I want to seem like, hey, it was nothing. But the funniest thing happens when you do that. You really believe that it didn't take all that energy that you once believed it did. It did take energy, all right? It took a lot of effort, and you know it did. But maybe it didn't. I mean, one could say that, it's in retrospect, so it's easy to say that because now it's all over. Fair enough. But maybe you could do that every step of the way. Maybe you could put that effort in, and every step of the way go, no biggie, I got that. Easy task. Maybe you could do it before you accomplish these tasks. Because there are tasks that we complete on the daily that we don't even think about. Making a cup of coffee. Yeah, you barely think about that. Okay, how about I'll do you one better? Using the restroom in the morning. Relieving yourself in the morning. First thing in the morning. Brushing your teeth. Barely a thing. Barely a thing. It does take energy. We are doing something. We are physically exerting ourselves in some way to do something. Now, one could say that, using the restroom is a lot easier than going to work and filling out paperwork and doing all this, that, and the other thing. Right. Here's the thing, is that both are tasks that you can accomplish, that you are capable of. So why put more emphasis on the energy that it takes to complete one over the other? And now, I drive for a living at the moment. I love to drive. My job barely feels like a job half the time. I'm just doing what I enjoy doing. Driving. No big deal. I'm not groaning about it. There's no point in groaning about it. I'm not putting any effort in. I'm doing what I would like to do anyway. I like going out on drives sometimes in the middle of the night. I know there's other people like that out there too. But I know my mother hates to drive. Boy, she hates it. She can't stand it, especially at night. She cannot stand driving at night. She's capable of it, but she makes it harder on herself because she's putting more emphasis on the task and not reminding herself that she is capable of doing it and that it'll be over before she knows it. Realign the emphasis. It is hard, and physically speaking and mentally, in a lot of cases, there are tasks that we are obliged to accomplish on the daily that are harder than using the restroom. But maybe they don't have to be. Maybe not all of them have to be, is what I'm saying. Is it worth that kind of energy to emphasize that the things that you need to accomplish are that hard to do? Is it worth it to say that they require that much energy?